Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to show you how to do a Tunisian double knit stitch, or at least that's what I call it. For this tutorial, I'll be using Pound of Love Lion Brand yarn in the color Thistle with my 6.5mm interchangeable Tunisian crochet hook. Let's get started. We'll first need to make a slip knot. And how I go about doing this is that I wrap the yarn around my finger like so that the tail end goes to the left. And then I take my working yarn up and over my finger like this. I then take the back loop and pull it over the front loop and tighten it by pulling on the tail end. With slip knot now formed, I slip that onto my hook, tighten, and now we can start chaining. There's not really a stitch repeat for the number of chains you need to make, so you can chain any number of chains plus one. The last chain I like to call an anchor stitch, and you will see why as we get going. For this swatch, I chained 14 plus 1, so 15 stitches in total. Don't mind me, just pulling out more yarn there. To begin the pattern, you'll need to first yarn over, then insert your hook into the second loop from hook. I'll be working into the back bump of the stitch, but you can work however you feel most comfortable. So yarn over, insert hook into the chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. Continue doing this until you get to the end of the row. By the end of your row, your stitch count should be 2 times the number of chains made minus 1. So I chained 15 chains, which means the number of loops I should have on my hook would be 29. Right there, I was just counting to ensure I had the right amount. For your return pass, it will be the same throughout the pattern. You'll simply be yarning over and pulling through 3 loops until the end of the row. So yarn over and pull through 3, yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3. And you'll continue this until you have only 1 loop on your hook. Just getting more yarn. So this is what we have so far. Doesn't look like much, but it's basically your setup row. Now, onto the anatomy of your stitch. On the front, there are 2 bars that you need to go through. The first bar, which looks kind of like it's in the back, and your second bar, which is your frontmost or dominant bar. There are your 2 bars. For the back, here's 1 bar. And no, that's not the second bar. There's the second bar. There are your 2 back bars. Yarn over and insert your hook between the 2 front bars, ensuring that you also go between the 2 back bars as well. What seems to be a middle bar is actually the first bar from the front. Ensure that your hook is to the left of it to form the stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Here's your next stitch. Insert hook as you did before. Here you can see the first and second back bars as well as the front bar, which looks nestled between them. Pass the hook between the 2 bars, again ensuring that the hook is to the left of what appears to be a middle bar. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Keep doing this until the end of the row. We'll be showing this until the end so that it can be seen repeatedly and hopefully be presented more clearly. I know it can be a bit tedious though, so if you feel like you have it down, feel free to skip ahead or speed up the video. At this point, we will be ending with a yarn over and pulling up a loop at the side in order to anchor that stitch in place, as each stitch is made up of a pulled up loop and a yarn over. Hopefully you can see where I'm putting my hook here. Just getting more yarn. Now we'll be doing our return pass again, so yarn over and pull through 3 repeatedly until only 1 loop remains on your hook. Just as before, I'll be highlighting our front and back bars. So there are our 2 front bars that we'll need to go through. There they are. And you'll need to pass your hook between those 2 bars. And here are our 2 back bars. And you'll need to ensure that you're passing your hook between those 2 as well. Again, when inserting your hook, ensure that your hook is to the left of what appears to be a middle bar. Repeat until you have 29 loops casted onto your hook. You can skip ahead if you feel that you have it all down. Again, yarn over and insert hook into your anchor stitch, or as it's more commonly known in regular Tunisian crochet, your chain 1 and pull up a loop. Try to show more clearly where I'm inserting the hook, so hopefully that helped. Here's what it's looking like so far. Not looking like much, but we're getting there. Now do your return pass again by yarning over and pulling through 3 until 1 loop remains on hook. I'll pause and be back to show you the very last row and how to end it. I'm back and have quite a few more rows now. I wanted to show you what to do if your stitch were to become twisted at any point while working, just in case it causes any confusion. Just to be reminded that on the front, the backmost bar is the first bar of your stitch and the frontmost bar is your second. So even if the frontmost bar is looking like the first loop initially, simply insert your hook through it as if doing a simple stitch, and then push the hook to the back to pass through the back bars as usual. The stitch will untwist, but you can neaten it with your fingers if not. Let me just quickly finish this row and its return pass so I can show you how to end the stitch. Just a quick showing of what it's looking like on both sides. Now there are two ways that you can end a Tunisian crochet project. I'm going to show you what both look like and then you can determine your preference. To start, we'll insert into the stitch within pattern, yarn over and pull up a loop. There'll be 2 loops on the hook, then just pull the loop just made through the first loop and you'll have yourself a slip stitch. Keep doing that down the row until the end. So this is how the slip stitch looks like on the front. And this is the back. Kinda creates a line or some bumps on the top there, but if that's something you're going for, shouldn't be an issue. Here is another swatch that I did that shows the single crochet and what it looks like. Due to the anatomy of a single crochet stitch, it blends well with the look of the stitch a bit better than the slip stitches do, at least in my opinion. Now to show you how to end with the single crochet, just gonna be pulling out the slip stitches worked. It's quite similar to the slip stitch in that you'll be inserting your hook in the same place. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, now working a bit loosely, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook to complete the single crochet. Do that until the end of the row, and there you have it, the Tunisian double knit stitch. Just gonna be speeding through here. Pulling out there as the stitch was worked a little loosely for me. Insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, and cut to finish, though I won't be doing that here as I have a project planned for this yarn. Now that we're done, let's talk about the stitch some more. As you can see, this stitch has a similar look on both the back and front of the work, though there are noticeable enough differences that it's not completely the same. It can still be used to create reversible pieces though, as you get a nice somewhat knit-like look on both sides. While I did come up with this stitch in the process of trying to make the knit stitch reversible, I am unsure if I'm the first to have discovered this stitch. So if you've ever come across this stitch before, feel free to let me know in the comments. As for the uses, I can easily see this making a pretty nice scarf or cowl, as it's a thick stitch due to the yarn overs used to create the look on both sides. I think it would also make a nice sweater or hoodie and may even be good for the ribbing on a Tunisian crochet vest or sweater. There's a technique called the extended return pass that could add some horizontal stretch to it for cuffs. Mode Bespoke is the creator of the technique, and they have a great video explaining how it's done that I'll be linking in the description below. Thanks for watching my video and hope you have a wonderful day. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this video and would like to see more from me. Bye bye, hope to see you all next time.